Hey, what's going on, everybody? In this video, we're going to be doing a review of an excellent biography, and it's The Rise of Theodore Roosevelt by Edmund Morris. And this is the first book in a trilogy about Theodore Roosevelt. I like this so much, I already got Theodore Rex, which is the second book in the trilogy. For some reason, the hardcover edition that matches this one and Colonel Roosevelt is wicked expensive. It's like 35 bucks or something. So I ended up getting the paperback, but I'll probably get a matching set because I like the series. I'm anticipating liking the series that much. I loved this one, so I'm expecting the other two are going to be 5-star ratings as well. So look at that. You already know what star rating I'm going to give this one. This one won the Pulitzer Prize for biography in 1980 or 1981, I believe. Now, he wanted to continue the series after he wrote this one, but Ronald Reagan he became Ronald Reagan's official biographer pretty much right after this one came out because this one was such a big deal, I guess, when it came out. So he ended up doing basically research on Ronald Reagan for like 10 years, then spent time writing that biography, which didn't do as well. Sorry for people who like Dutch. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Theodore Rex came out like 20 years after the first book in the trilogy came out. But this one deals with Theodore Roosevelt from his birth through his tenure as Vice President of the United States. And I learned tons. It looks like a it looks like a tiny book. This is like a 1,000-page book. It's just the pages are like really thin or something. Yeah, it's 920 pages or something. Not all of that is the text, though. I will say the text is still 780 pages. 780 pages. So really, it's a 780-page biography, which on any topic, that's a lot. But the author, Edmund Morris, does a tremendous job writing. He writes in a very flowing style, and it's easy to read, but he still conveys tons of information. He deals with just regular biographical stuff, but he also does give his own insights on what he thinks was going on at certain points in Theodore Roosevelt's life, or the context in which certain events took place and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a very, I'm maybe not per se super easy read, but it's definitely a very pleasant read. I'll say that. But like I said, the writing style is really good, and I learned so much about Theodore Roosevelt. Like I said, I don't know if you guys remember, or if you're new to the channel, I wanted to start a Theodore Roosevelt shelf in my library as well, just because it's just a crazy amount of things this man was able to get done in his lifetime, and his interests were so varied. I mean, anything this man attempted, he put in like 1,000,000% basically. And the author deals with most aspects of his life, not just his work and political career, which obviously was a big part of it, but he also deals with like his whole naturalist activity, his boy and teenage years, as well as like his ranching times and everything like that. Really good stuff. Just so wide ranging. He deals with his naturalist activities, his ranching activities out west, his tenure as the Silver Service commissioner or something like that. Basically the boringest job in the world. His tenure as the police commissioner of New York City, as well as all his political appointments, including his time as Secretary of the Navy, all the things that he was able to accomplish in that short time, as well as the whole the Spanish-American War in Cuba with the Rough Riders. He deals entirely with that as well, and also he ends the book with his vice presidency. A part that I really enjoyed about the book was his trips to northern Maine and Aroostook County, which is where I live, up in the far north, in the middle of pretty much nowhere. But his adventures with Bill Sewell down not too far from where I live, a good hour and a half drive or something. So it was interesting to see him enjoy my part of the great outdoors, I guess you could say, as well. The only aspect of the book that I think could have been fleshed out more was his family life, dealing with his first wife, who died of a rare disease early in life, and his second wife, as well as the children that he had. Though I suppose, in all honesty, he wasn't around all the time because he was just so active and that sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, he does deal with both his flaws and good traits. So he doesn't. Obviously, Edmund Morris, you can just tell he's really excited about Theodore Roosevelt and he enjoys him as a person, and loves to study him. He does bring out some of the bad qualities that Theodore Roosevelt either partook in or exemplified, I guess you could say, and that would be like one of them, for example, or at least during this time period of his life. But yeah, overall, I really, really enjoyed this book. I'm excited to read the series. I can see why it won the Pulitzer Prize, and this is probably the best biography that I have yet to read, especially on a not ancient or classical person. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. If you are interested in Theodore Roosevelt, this is definitely definitely a great place to start your studies. But yeah, it is kind of daunting at first, but like I said, it's a very pleasant read. It's not super dense, even though there's like 100 pages of notes. I really didn't use them just because I'm not studying him in particular for anything like academic or anything, just for fun. So I didn't personally use the notes, but there's about 100 pages of notes. So yeah, if you're using this for like a paper in school or college or anything, you probably could use this as a great resource. I'm definitely going to give this book a solid 5 out of 5 stars. If you have any questions about Theodore Roosevelt during this time period, or any questions about the book, or if you've read the book, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below and I'll definitely respond to you. And always remember, read victoriously.